What's going on, everybody? Just want to stop in right quick and just talk tonight about what black men can do to protect ourselves. As we all know, uh, we're living in a trying time. So many black men are being gunned down, killed by cops, um, murdered, falsely accused and convicted in prison. So many black men are just now being freed from prison that have been in prison for 25, 30 years, just wrongfully convicted. It's sad. It's hurtful. It's heartbreaking. Yesterday, seeing that gentleman in Minneapolis killed by that cop, you know, it's mind blowing. You know, I honestly think that every black person has PTSD. I believe that, and I think because we go through so much as black men and black women, you know, you try to live a good life and you still fight an uphill battle from racism, you know, from inequality, from people that feel threatened by you for no apparent reason other than the color of your skin. It's sad, It really you really ask yourself the question, what is it about us as black people that make society, that make so many white people that are racist? Now, and I say this too, not every person that's white is racist. Okay. There are a lot of great people that are of all colors and complexities, whites, whatever. Everybody is not out to hurt us, but a lot of people are. A lot of white people are racist, right? It's real. Let's call it how we see it. It's just it's sad. As a black man, I have to be conscious and aware every day when I go into a store, when I go to the mall, or to pump gas. What I'm doing, you know, do I look do I look too mean? Should I smile more? Um, just it's crazy. It's like there's this fear there. There's this fear embedded in all black people to of what to do and what not to do. We may not say it, but it's there because society has, you know, pretty much destroyed black families for for years, and slavery is still a very big part of slavery. Period is going to always be a part of our culture. You know, we still have things passed down from generation to generation that we're still getting through. That hurt, that pain, that torment. And what's crazy is you have people tell you to get over slavery. What? How do you get over something so traumatic like that? You don't get over it. You figure out how to work through it. But when you start hearing the stories of people that were lynched in towns and communities that were burnt down from lies, it's mind blowing. It's sad, you know. And then when we have this coronavirus going around, and all these other things that's happening, earthquakes and tornadoes and hurricanes and flooding. Just all you can say is, Lord, what's going on? Like, now more than ever is a time to pray. Like, we really need to take the time out every day and just honor God, pray, you know, and just seek Him, because what else can we do? It's obvious the government is not going to save us. It's obvious that most politicians don't want to make right for what was wrong, for what America did to us. And I'm not that guy that's uh, always just beating the government up about this and that. Like, It is what it is at the end of the day. However, when you make a mess, it's only honorable to clean it up. To clean it up. You look at all these executives and CEOs of these major companies and sports teams and uh, corporations. You rarely ever see blacks. Why is that? Because it's been set up against us for us not to win. Every CEO, most CEOs you see, white, 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 white. Every NFL team. I think you have what in the NFL? Maybe uh, two black owners, maybe I think one. NBA, same thing. You have a few black owners, but here you have all these, white guys and white families that are owners. And there's nothing wrong with people owning things that are of other, uh, you know, other races. But when you look at minorities in these positions, you don't see them, even for us coaches. Now it's so bad for black people, for black coaches in the NFL that the NFL has to pretty much bargain with teams to say, hey, if you hire a black coach, we'll give you these draft picks. Are you serious? Are you serious? It's like you're hanging a token of appreciation for somebody that's going to hire a black person. That's that's weak, man. That's weak. Black men are worthy to coach in the NFL. Hell, NFL is made up of what? 85% black men. NBA, same thing. It's sickening, man, to really think that people can hate you because the color of your skin. It's so ignorant. It's so ignorant, you know. So, and all this I'm saying is I've been thinking like, what can black men do to protect ourselves from cops? And the things I'm going to share, we already know. The first thing is try to put ourselves in better situations. And when I say this, I'm not judging anybody. And my heart goes out to every black man, every black woman that lost their life from the hands of a evil racist cop. Period. Even if the cop wasn't racist, I don't believe that there's much a person can do unless it's really harming a child, harming an elderly person physically, beating a woman, really, unless a person is pretty much assaulting a person and trying to take their life, there is absolutely no reason for a cop to kill them. None. None. Even if the person is doing something that's very, very vile, you know, the goal of life is to preserve life. That's the goal. So I don't know what these cops are learning in the academy or training, but a good leader is, hey, our number one safety job or safety rule is to preserve life. Preserve life. We have too many uh, weak, trigger happy cops. Too many weak cops that are trigger happy that as soon as they feel threatened, they're putting their knee on your neck. They're shooting before you even run. Just scary, man. Just scary. It's trifling. It's trifling. It's to the point now when I see a video or I hear about a black person, getting killed from a cop, I don't watch the video. Because that stuff sits in your spirit, man. That stuff sits inside of you, and it's like a cancer. You got to live with that image. You got to live with that fear when a cop is riding behind you. And that's another thing, too. White people don't have to ride around fearful because it's not happening to them. Every black person, I can promise you, when you're riding down the road and a cop is behind you, you automatically get those goosebumps. Like, okay, am I doing right, or is he gonna pull me over? It's that fear. The Bible says fear is torment. That's what it is. Fear is torment. It's sad. So some of the things we can do as black men to stay safe out here is not put ourselves in the wrong places. You know, and that could be anywhere. It could be anywhere. I'm not going to stereotype any place or, you know, community, whatever. But let's really be doing something. You know, if you at work, go to work. You at home, go to home. You know, whatever it is you got to do, go do it. You know, but we can't afford to put ourselves in situations where we may look suspicious to cops. Unfortunately, we could be doing nothing and cops still feel threatened or we look suspicious. Look at the white woman in New York that called the cops on a black man because she said she felt threatened because he told her to, man, please put a leash on your dog. And she said, I'm calling the cops. I feel threatened. You know how many black men have lost their life from a white woman saying she felt threatened? You know how many black communities and cities have been burnt down because a white woman said a black man raped her? It is disgusting, man. And it's sad. It's sad. You know, I think my first time experiencing racism that I knew of, I felt it. I wasn't called the N word, but I remember being in the third grade and my teacher was a white lady. I had two teachers. Um, I can't call her name out. But either way, she was asking the question and I had my hand raised. Nobody else did. And she wouldn't call on me. She would not call on me for anything. All the other kids in the class just sitting still, didn't know the answer, but I knew the answer. And she wouldn't call on me. And I just remember the vibe, you know, that I picked up from her. Even the assistant teacher, she was a follower. So I picked up the same energy from her. They just treated the black kids different. They treated all of the black kids different than they did the white kids. And they used to go into the office and talk bad about us. You could sense it. See, people don't realize that energy is powerful. Spirit is powerful. You don't have to call a black person the N word for us to realize you don't like us. That's facts. As a black person, our radar and our senses are already wired from the DNA, from the womb, to know danger. We wired that way. We are wired to know, okay, this person right here has an evil spirit. This guy right here, something about you, but I know you don't like me. That's the power of spirit. That's the power of energy. So I knew automatically in the third grade. I was never taught about racism. My parents never brought us up in that um, fearful mindset of being afraid of whites and this kind of stuff. They wanted us to go through life and to learn on our own. They didn't want to put negative images in our head as children because that's dangerous. It's dangerous, and but we were still very sheltered and protected, and we knew what to do, and we knew how to conduct ourselves, rather. So I felt those vibes. So I immediately remember going home, telling my parents, like, listen, something's not right with my teacher. Like, I feel like she don't like me. She don't like black kids. So my mother at the time, uh, at that time, She took off work. She went to the school and she confronted the teacher. And she didn't do anything harmful like that, but she wanted to see if she got the same vibes that I had. And sure enough, mom said, "You're right. She is racist." And what's crazy? It's crazy how the universe brings things together, because my first job, I worked at a company called Brooker's Bagels, and I was making bagels. And I remember one day the same lady, my teacher from third grade, came in, and she when she seen my face, it was like she saw a ghost. You know, it was like she saw a ghost, and for me it was confirmation that she was who I thought she was. She was racist, and she tried to play it off, you know, by allowing me to make her order, as to kind of see, to let me know that she was okay with me making her order, but I knew she wasn't. Her body language said otherwise, you know, and I made her order and everything, and we talked a little bit, and she fake laughed, and in the back of my head I'm like, she don't like me. She just hates black people, you know. Uh, so it's just amazing how the universe can bring everything in full circle to show you your answer. Always follow your gut. Follow your gut instinct. That's where the answer. That's what the answer is for everything. Um, so it's mind blowing. It really is. So black men, uh, not putting ourselves in certain situations, if we are pulled over by the cops, ain't nothing to talk about. Let's try to do what he says and make it home alive to the family. Right? Let's not argue. Let's not uh, resist arrest. Even if we don't resist arrest, sometimes we get killed. That's crazy as well. You know, so these little small things these small things we can do to help hopefully save our life. It's to the point now. I feel like this: if a cop pulls me over, I'm gonna put the car in park, take the keys out the ignition, put them on the dashboard, possibly open the car door, put my hands out. You know, who knows? Even get on the ground, lay down. You know, do whatever it takes, man, to just get home safely. And I know it's easier said than done, because a lot of these young black men and women that have been killed have done nothing, and the cops still found a reason to kill them. It's tragic. It's tragic. But let's do our part. You know, we can't live in fear of what if. That's not a feasible way to live life. It's not. So, to all the black people that have lost their life, man, in the past few weeks, man, rest in peace. Rest in peace. And prayerfully, they can see better in this next lifetime or in heaven. Um, but black men and black women are going through a lot right now. A lot. We're so strong, we don't even show it most times. You know, most times we don't even show how we feel and the hurt that we experience every day. Today I talked to my brother on the phone for a while, and he was like, "Man, I'm broken." Like, he couldn't watch the video. I think about it. I'm like, that could That could very well be my brother tomorrow. See, it's easy. It's easy to watch the news and feel sad for a few days because it's not your family. But what if it was your family? What if it was me? I'm no different than that brother in Minnesota. No different. No different. I think about Sandra Blaine, you know, lost her life. For what? For what? For speaking her mind? Now, in my opinion, there's some things that as a black man, I'm not going to do if a cop pulls me over. I'm not going to resist. I'm not going to mouth off at the cop because deep down, I already know you're looking for a reason to kill me. Like, as black men and black women, we have to realize law enforcement is looking for a reason to kill us. And sometimes the reason is no reason at all, but they still do it. So we got to figure out how we can come together and build how to survive and how to avoid these cops. Because honestly speaking, is justice really firing a cop that killed an innocent black man, taking his badge and giving him time in prison? Is that justice? Because that black man is still gone. He's still dead. Is it justice saying, you know what, we're going to give the family $10 million? He's still gone. Yes, money is good to have, but you can't hug that loved one anymore. You can't talk to that loved one anymore. So is that justice? It's not. It helps, but it's still not justice, in my opinion. You know, life is precious. Money can't buy life. No amount of money can bring back a loved one. It's just tragic, man. I get chills just thinking about it. Because in my ignorance, in my younger days, I would always say, well, if they stop resisting arrest and this kind of stuff, because, but then I start really thinking about them, like, it doesn't matter. Even if I resist arrest, it's not worth for you to take my life. Even if I put up a tussle, is it worth for you to shoot me 8 times? Hell, kick me, beat me a little bit, whatever, but don't kill me. Shoot. So we just gotta, be smart, be smarter. We gotta be smarter on how we conduct ourselves and what we can do to stay away from cops, man, pulling us over. Like, come on, the smallest thing. I think it was South Carolina years ago, not even that long ago, probably 5 years ago, maybe a little more. Uh, the guy who had a tail light broken, and the cop pulled him over for a tail light, and somehow ended up, well, the guy ended up running, and the cop ended up shooting him down like a dog over a tail light. So small things, like, it's crazy. When a cop pulled me over for a tail light a few years ago, it was probably around 10:30 at night, and he pulled me over. So I pulled into a area where it was well lit and everything, and he pissed me off because he followed me for about 2 miles, which, in my opinion, was like, it's their method of bullying you. You know, I'm gonna watch you and I'm gonna ride your bumper and see what you're doing. He pulled me over, so I'm thinking, my tag's expired, but I know it wasn't. He pulled me over. He said, like, "Hey, you got a bad tail light out." I'm like, okay, you know. Now he didn't write me a ticket, but his mannerism and his energy was just, it was like, you did all that? You did all that to tell me my tail light was out. And then you tell me, and then you don't tell me which one was out. I had to ask him, well, which tail light is out? You know? But it was a better way. It was a better way for him to uh, do that. Don't don't drive behind me for 2 miles, to try to intimidate me. No, put it on and approach the car nicely. Say, hey, you got a tail light out. I ran your tags. Everything's clear. Look, hey, take care of it. Be on your way. That's it. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy. I've never really had a bad experience with a cop. Luckily, but then again, things can change. You know, it's crazy as a black man. Like, your license, registration, and insurance policy got to be all together. Like these kind of things, I prepare myself on to have already lined up in my glove compartment. So when a cop pulls me over, I immediately, boom, grab them right there. Keys, boom, right there. I used to have a carry permit and my gun on me. I got rid of that. That's the worst thing, in my opinion, as a black man, to be a gun owner. And a cop pulls you over, you say, hey, yes, I got a gun right here. Boom. That's the reason. That's the reason. So I don't want to give cops any reason to feel threatened by me. Yes, sir. No, sir. And you got a lot of brothers that be like, oh man, you simping, or you ain't a real one. Listen, man, if telling the cop yes, sir, no, sir is me being weak, I'll be weak. Right now, they got the gun. I don't. I'm gonna do whatever it takes to get to the crib. Hell, if it means me saying, hey officer, you got lunch today? You need me to buy you lunch? Hey man, listen, yeah, it's cooning, but I'm trying to get to the crib. They already hate us. Do what you got to do. Play chess. Play chess to live. So it's messed up that we got to think this way as black men, but it's real. And also as black men, we need to love our black women. Like, don't dog them. Don't be out here running around on them, cheating on them, getting other women pregnant. Don't mess with her mind. Don't tell her things that she don't want to hear, that she wants to hear, but you don't mean them. These things. Because life, first off, life is not short. It's more to life, even after death. Death is not the end. Death is not the end, but we ain't trying to rush it either. We ain't trying to rush death. But it's time for the world to wake up. It really is. And for the white folks out there, it's time for y'all to speak up. Speak up. If you're a white individual and you are a good you are a good person, you have a good heart, you love all people, stand up, speak up, make noise. Because we all need each other, period. No matter what your color is, y'all need us, we need you. So if you down for the cause and you love black people and you want to see us win, hey, make your voice heard. Make your voice heard. And it's easy to do. Talk to your white friends about, hey, they're not bad people. Or, hey, we should read more books and get more educated on what it is to be black or what blacks go through. I mean, it's rough. I'll never forget walking through the mall one day. It was me and my friend, and me and him are just, we big black men, so I can understand how anybody can be intimidated by us. However, it's one thing to be intimidated, but it's another thing to do something so obsessive that it makes you look like you're racist. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm the last person that's going to take your purse. I don't have to. I have my own money. So I remember walking past this white lady, and she looked at me, and she clenched her purse, and she just walked to the other side like I was going to take her purse. And I so bad wanted to say, I don't need your purse. I really wanted to make her feel bad for what she just did, because that did hurt. Like, there was nothing about me says I'm a threat, I'm violent, or anything, but she felt uncomfortable with my presence. I'm like, man, you know, it's nothing but racism. That's all it was. But like we always do as black men and women, we let things slide. We let things roll off of us like rain. So tonight was just a little excuse me, a little quick topic video of what we can do as black men to stay safe. I really didn't hit much points, because what else can we do? Like, we being hunted at this point. We are literally being hunted down by white men and white cops. And it's been going on forever. But now it's just being recorded. So, stay in groups. That's one thing that can help us out. Stay in groups of brothers. Link up. Say, hey, man, I'm going to the mall. Cool, I'm going with you. Y'all going out of town. Cool, I'm going with you. Whatever it takes. Same with black women. Let's look out for each other. It's the wrong time to be on YouTube beating up black men, beating up black women. We dying. We dying every day. We got people on YouTube, black women and black men, talking about black men ain't this or black women ain't that. Yo, it's, man, time out for all that, yo. That's petty. That's petty. Who cares? Who cares if that black man hurt you at the end of the day? Yeah, I know it hurt for a season, but every brother don't deserve his raft. Every man ain't out here to hurt you. The same for black men. Every black woman out here ain't here to hurt you. Yeah, we gotta just wake up out of this stuff, man. And come together for real. And I don't mean come together for a few months. I mean sincerely link up and do what it takes to preserve our race, because right now, yo, it's crazy. What, in less than a month that we know of, 3 black men have been killed. 3 black men and 1 black young lady that was murdered in Kentucky, who was innocent and sleep in her own home. And they tried to convict her boyfriend for shooting back at the cops for breaking in her house wrongfully. This is ridiculous. Then you had a mob of white men, I want to say it was in Indiana, that went to a black woman's house and was trying to accuse her son of kidnapping a white girl. We gotta really understand that it could potentially be a race war out here. And that's the last thing we want to happen. But let's just, come on. You ain't gotta be a genius to realize that some folks out here want that to happen. You have a president that doesn't condemn it. If the president of the United States doesn't condemn this behavior, then it says to people that hate black people that, hey, it's okay to kill them. It's okay to call the cops on black men when I feel threatened, when you don't feel threatened, or when you aren't threatened. It's sad. But yo, I mean, listen, like the video, subscribe to the channel for more content. I'm gonna be coming on YouTube and just talking about some real life issues, because it's needed. It's definitely needed. So definitely like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see y'all later. All right, we out.